everybody, how are you all doing? This is going to be my first, hopefully properly meaningful video. I have been through a lot lately, all positive but very strange, and I just feel like I need to share some of this with people. I don't know if anyone's going to be interested. I'm not really bothered. I just need to say it out. For those of you who've never watched one of my videos before, or for those of you who can't remember who I am, my name is Emma Kenny. I'm Irish. I've lived in Ireland all my life, bar 2 months in Germany. I think, no, it was a month in Germany, I apologise. 2 months in New Zealand and various other holidays around the place. So I'm genuinely very Irish through and through, very proud of my being Irish, very proud of my heritage. I've just turned 25, which means I'm a quarter of a century old. I don't feel old. Age means very little to me. The older I get, the more I enjoy life. I'd never go back to being 18 again. I'd never go back to being younger. I have too much belief in myself now to go back that far. I also just finished college in the last 2 weeks. So in the space of 2 weeks, a week and a half, I turned 25 and finished college. I have 5 years of college over me, and it's like, wow, where do I go from here? It's quite an interesting feeling, because normally I finish for the year for 3 months ago. Yeah, I worked for 3 months, go back in September, and now that I don't have that security as such, it's just made me think of my entire life and how much I've actually been through. As I said, I was 25, which means I was born in 1982. I'm an 80s child at heart. I think I'll always be an 80s child. I love the music, the clothes. I'm definitely an 80s person. And when I was born, first of all, I came 7 days late because I was always quite lazy and stubborn. I didn't want to come out, but I came out 7 days late by force, pretty much. And from pretty much day one, I was a very ill child, extremely ill, and it took them until I think about the age of 6 or 7 to find out all my allergies and deal with them. And all I can say is thank God I've outgrown most of them. The medical knowledge of my condition at the time was quite poor. Very little was known about it, and it was actually one of my teachers who had a cousin with the same condition who thought maybe this is what's wrong with me, and maybe my mother should suggest this to the doctors, which she did, and they did the test for it, and it turns out she was right. I was diagnosed as celiac, which for those of you who don't know means I have an allergy to gluten. Gluten is contained in wheat, oats, barley and rye, so that's quite a lot of food, and that is just the beginning. I was then diagnosed with an allergy to milk, dairy products and sugar, and more of an intolerance to sugar. Obviously I could have a certain amount of sugar, but I had a very bad intolerance to it. And basically I'd be better off not eating it. Even today I'm like that with sugar and also dairy products. And I was also allergic to citrus fruits, which I don't really know why. But yeah, and basically if they hadn't found out that I was a celiac when they did, I probably would have died. I was very weak. I never did a full week of school until, let's say, about the age of 8 or 9. I always missed school, and yeah, I looked like, you know, those ads that you see with the African babies, like famine babies with their really skinny legs and quite big bellies, like pot bellies. It means they're malnourished, and that's basically what I looked like. I was very small as well. I was always smaller than the rest of my class. So the fact that I missed school obviously made me a target for bullies, as did when I was finally diagnosed, my odd food habits, the way my diet changed, and the strange foods that I'd had to bring with me to school and to parties and stuff. That obviously made me a target as well. So I was bullied quite a lot. but it made me a very, very strong person. Yeah, I don't regret any of it. I finally outgrew my allergies, I think at about the age of 13. And by God, did I enjoy my food after that. I had a great time eating everything. But yeah, I still have to be careful today. Just, I can have too much of something and I'll know myself by the feeling that it's just, yeah, I'm going to get sick again. And just to avoid it for a few weeks and give my body a chance. Moderation is the key. Yeah, so that was my childhood. Lots of food allergies and finding them out and learning to cope with that. And of course the bullies, and yeah, that was quite strange. Secondary school was pretty quiet. You know, the usual stuff you do in secondary school. Arguments with people and, you know, stuff like that, making new friends. Secondary school, for those Americans and other countries that don't use the term secondary school, it's like a high school basically, from what I can gather. Yeah, I enjoyed secondary school for a lot. I had very good friends in secondary school. Some of them I've lost touch with now, but the people I was closest to, yes, I'm still in touch with them, particularly Anne-Marie. Yeah, that was quite a good experience, secondary school. Totally different from primary school. Really enjoyed it. Hated schoolwork. I still hate schoolwork. I finished secondary school and then I went on to do a childcare course, which was a 1-year course which I thoroughly enjoyed. And then I went on to Castlebar to study heritage studies, and here I am, finished heritage studies, and I'm just wondering, where do I go from here? What do I do? For those of you who know me, I have a partner, Chris, who unfortunately lives in New Zealand, but he is coming over this year, and he'll probably be coming over to live in Tralee, which naturally it means I'll be following him down there, because what's the point in moving over if we're going to live in different places? So it's like, wow, everything is changing. I've reached a quarter of a century. I'm now finished studying completely after being in school since I was, I think, 4, maybe 5. I think it was 4 though. That's like how many years of school? 21 years of school and college, 21 years of studying, of exams. It's like, God, I'm finished, and not scared, but just, wow, what now? What happens next? I have to get a real job and become a real grown-up. And it's like, yeah, and getting to live with Chris full-time will be pretty amazing. I hope it works. I'd say it will, because I feel quite positive about it. I'm not, you know, I'm not foolish. I don't jump into things head first. If I don't feel comfortable with something, I won't do it. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this. So yeah, actually this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to stop there. I still feel like I have loads to say, and I probably went around in circles a little bit there, but I'm just getting my thoughts together on where my life is going from here. Does anyone else feel like this when they finish college? It's quite a big step. Thoroughly enjoyable step. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got here. But it's just a bit scary, but good. Yeah. I'll let you all know how I get on with the whole process and changing over from school to being a grown-up and in the real world and finding a job. That's if you're interested. If you're not interested, just tell me to shut up, and I promise I'll never post another video like this again. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go now. I'm quite tired. I've 5 years of studying to give my brain a break from. I'm sleeping a lot lately. I think it's just a natural reaction, perhaps. Yeah. It's a good feeling not being in school anymore, not being in college. Alright, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my boring video. It's quite therapeutic, even though I still have lots more to get out of my system. But that's it. That's enough for now. I'm tired. Take care of yourselves, people, and be happy no matter what you do. Bye.